Hi guys. So today, I've been hearing a lot about this concealer. So the concealer that we're going to be reviewing today is the Makeup Revolution concealer. I got the shade C12. I've been hearing that this concealer is the next, I've been hearing that this concealer is the next dupe for Tarte Shape Tape, and so I wanted to go ahead and test it out and see how I like it as compared to my Tarte Shape Tape. In Tarte Shape Tape, I wear the shade Tan Sand. I don't even know why I had to look at it. This is literally the only concealer that I really wear. I do have a couple of other concealers. If you've seen my dupes video, you would go ahead and see it. I like the packaging of the Makeup Revolution concealer because it is kind of this pink metallic, and I think it's really pretty. It is called the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer and Conceal and Contour. So it says it's a liquid concealer. So liquid concealer, as I was saying, I got the shade C12, and in Tarte Shape Tape I use Tan Sand. So I kind of just went off what I normally do, which is kind of, I go a little bit darker on the concealer than I normally would, because if I try to go too light, I go way too light. So normally with my concealer, whatever shade I think I am, I usually go like a shade darker. It just kind of helps me pick the best shade for myself. Normally if I go with the shade I think I am, I usually go with the shade that's lightest, and then it doesn't end up working for me. So let me go ahead and show you. Here's the applicator on the Makeup Revolution. Here is the applicator on Tarte Shape Tape. Let's just say that those are pretty spot on for each other. They both have kind of that slanted tip on the side, which is where product would collect. And yeah, I mean, the only thing about the Tarte Shape Tape is bigger and I guess fluffier, and this is a little bit more tapered. So Makeup Revolution is, I don't know if they've ever kind of said this or if, you know, but basically what their shtick or gimmick is that they make dupes for high-end products. Or at least that's what it seems like, because they have palettes that look a lot like the chocolate bar palettes. They now have a concealer that can that has been compared to Tarte Shape Tape. They have liquid highlighters like the Cover FX drops. They have a lot of things that kind of look like other makeup brands. They even have two palettes that kind of look like the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. So that's kind of their shtick. If you're not into that for whatever reason, you know, if you think that copying is just not right or whatever, I'm sorry. I wanted to review this concealer because I've seen so many people talk about it, and I just wanted to see if the hype was basically worth it. So I'm going to basically try the Makeup Revolution concealer on this side, and I'm going to try the Tarte Shape Tape on this. First, we're going to go underneath, right here. It is a little bit lighter than my foundation, but not too much lighter. And then we're going to go right here. A little there. A little on that side. Alright, and then we're going to take Tarte Shape Tape. And we're going to go right here. So my Tarte Shape Tape, I can already tell, is a lighter shade than the Makeup Revolution one, which is fine. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. So I've always kind of thought that this Tarte Shape Tape, even though it is Tan Sand, it does look a little more peach or red tone, and the Makeup Revolution looks really yellow toned. So we'll kind of see. I mean, the peach does help me because I have deep under eye circles, so it actually helps to combat that. But in terms of like preference, I do prefer a little bit more yellow, which is why I go with Tan Sand instead of I can't remember, I think it's Tan. Tan is a little too red for me, which is the shade I used to use in Tarte Shape Tape. So let's go ahead and blend that out now that we've let it sit on there for a second. I always let my concealer sit for just a little. It's a little tip that I picked up from Jackie Aina. If you don't watch her, I will leave her channel down below. She's amazing, one of my favorite YouTubers, and that's blending out really nicely actually. She always suggests kind of leaving your concealer to set a little bit right there, just because if you're rubbing away your concealer right as soon as you put it on, it's not even having a chance to stick where it's supposed to, you know? So if you give it a little bit, then you're just kind of moving around the excess, and where it's supposed to be concealed will stay concealed. So yeah, on my forehead you can see a little bit of difference. It's a little bit lighter, and even on the eye you can see that that's a little bit lighter on that side. On the nose, I don't think we're going to be able to see that big of a difference. Alright, so those are the two concealers blended out. As far as blending out, it looks like both concealers were blended out pretty consistently similar. I'm not having the most brilliant skin day, so this is actually a perfect time to try this concealer, and I woke up very early today, so great for checking out the coverage. This looks a little bit more like defined and not in like the best way than this one. Let's see if I can bring you guys in closer. Alright, so there is Tarte Shape Tape all blended out. I'm sorry, it is creasing a little. I always set my concealer, but it is creasing a little because I have not set it yet. And then let me show you this lighting would focus. Alright, and there is the Makeup Revolution one. So the Makeup Revolution one does feel a little bit, not heavier, but a little bit, like, I can feel it more underneath my eye than the Tarte Shape Tape. I wouldn't exactly say drying, but, well, yeah, just a little heavy. And I'm gonna conceal underneath my eyes, as I always do, right there, forehead, chin. And I'm just gonna try it on the sides right here. I'm not gonna contour, but I am just gonna kind of take a stab at it, or just carving out a little bit on the sides there. See how that layers on top of foundation. Now I'm gonna blend out this one first. Giving that some time to bake on the face, so I'm gonna go ahead and just grab off the excess with this brush. This is a Morphe E48. I have to say that looking at both sides, I think the concealers performed pretty evenly as far as covering, as far as coverage, and as far as, you know, seeing how it performs. Both concealers performed, I would say, about the same. Great coverage. As of right now, it doesn't look like it's creasing underneath my eyes now that it's been set. And yeah, I would say that the shade matches are probably, I could go one shade up in this and probably be okay. Tan Tan is my shade, that's just what I normally use. But they have quite a few shades. I noticed a lot of the shades had like an olivey undertone too, which is great for those of us who maybe don't like the red. For maybe those of us who don't like the red undertone, or those of us who, you know, like kind of a more neutral undertone. So yeah, I'm gonna finish my makeup and I will be right back. So far the concealer is wearing really well. It's wearing as well as the Tarte Shape Tape. Would I say that this is a dupe for Tarte Shape Tape? I would say that this is relatively close. I would give it about a 9 out of 10. The only thing is that this formula is a little bit more on the drier side than Tarte Shape Tape, but nothing that a good skincare routine can't take care of. And so yeah, if you are thinking of picking this up, this is $7 and this one here is about $24. So yeah, go ahead and check it out. Like I said, the shade range is pretty good. So yeah, and if you guys have any questions or if you guys want me to investigate any other dupes, please be sure to leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!